This is the Dodgers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, what's up? Welcome in to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA, dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. Today's episode, a Wednesday, where the Dodgers pull one out of their backside. Brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Well, I got to be honest, that was completely unexpected. Although I did have some level of confidence because that's where Freddie is at his best. Freddie with the walk-off single to left, going oppo with the bases loaded to score a couple. Got to give the left fielder, Harrison Bader, some credit that he went for the game-winning diving play, coming up short. Dodgers obviously with 2 outs on the move. And the winning run in the form of Shohei Ohtani comes in to score, and the Dodgers snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. 4-3 the final. I know that saying usually goes the other way, but again, so much in this game that you look at and are frustrated about, right? BB says Yates is a trash can. Yeah, he was not good today. The bullpen has been a disaster. So we can dive into that. We can anguish or have some anguish about the things that went wrong. But I think for the first few minutes of this show today, we should celebrate the things that went right.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Dodgers take the series, a walk-off in the ninth. Freddie Freeman, the game winner, 4-3 the final. Also a positive, solid performance from the starting pitcher who goes by the name TYLER GLASNOW.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Almost wasted. I need to change the thumbnail for the program, which says something to the effect of solid outing wasted. Almost wasted. TYLER GLASNOW had to be sitting there chewing on his fingernails throughout the majority of the final 3 innings of this game. 2 innings, actually, because he went 7, gave up just 1 run on 3 hits while striking out 12 and only 1 walk. A stellar performance from TYLER GLASNOW, player of the game without a doubt. So the fact that they come away with a win, even though he doesn't get the win, Bonda does, is a feather in the Dodgers cap and makes him feel a whole lot better about the way the day went overall. You know, he went out there and dominated, and they come away with a win. So you can kind of overlook the fact, bury the fact that in this series, the Dodgers had 11 walks that the Twins turned into 8 runs. That is unforgivable. That cannot happen. That is just awful. It can't be that bad. You have got to throw strikes. You can't walk the bases loaded in a 1-run game, Kirby Yates. I know he's struggling and he's, talking about it, and he's open about the fact that his main pitch, the sweeper or slider, I'm not exactly sure which one it is just not doing what it normally does. And that happens a lot of times. They just can't find the snap, the arm angle, the reaction, and they have to keep battling, right? It's like a shooter in basketball. It all feels good. Stop and pop. The release, the rotation is all good, but there's no splash at the end. That's what's happening with Kirby Yates right now on the mound. So he needs to clean things up. Again, walk the bases loaded, did not record an out. Fortunately, Doc went and got him, brought in Vesia, who induced a ground ball double play right away. That scored the game tying run. And then an infield nubber got the Twins the lead. Who hit that little nubber there? That was Harrison Bader. So excited about his nubber. Yeah, that gave the Twins a 3-2 lead. Then the bottom of the eighth, Dodgers had 2 on, 2 out. Wild pitch moved them into second and third. Then they walked Will Smith to load him, and Miggy came up and popped up. The Dodgers had a lot of that where they were getting things happening, rallying to a certain extent, and quick, fast, and in a hurry, the Twins would shut them down. And I attribute a lot of that to some of the stuff you guys have talked about recently here, that the Dodgers don't have an ability and a desire. I don't know which one's more important. I think it's probably the desire, because I know they have the ability to play small ball if they want to, but they just don't want to. It's not in their DNA, right? The DNA of this team is to hit the long ball, and that's how they score runs. They don't go up there working the count. They don't go up there protecting the zone. Shohei Ohtani has never seen a pitch he doesn't like. And look, we can't complain about Shohei. We cannot complain about Shohei. He's pretty much been the Dodgers' only hope through the last 5 games to the ability to score runs. 5 consecutive home runs got the Dodgers on the board in the first with his 37th home run, 441 feet. When Shohei hits a home run to center field, is it always 441 feet? I mean, it seems like every time he hits one to center, it's 441 feet. Never 442 or 440. It's always 441. I know that he had one like that recently, but it's obviously an exaggeration on my part. But that was a bomb on a hang it and bang it curveball there from Paddock, who, by the way, had a fantastic outing from a guy who hasn't pitched well at all of late. A 4.95 ERA is the highest in the American League. It's frustrating for Dodger fans to watch that and go, here's a guy who can't get anybody out hardly and has 8 Ks against the Dodgers, just struggling all day long. I mean, that kind of stuff, it frustrates me as well, because they're not up there working the count. They're just swinging. See it in anywhere in the nearby vicinity of the strike zone, we're swinging. They don't get into favorable counts. They don't try to get on base. They're just swinging away. And, that's one of the things that's frustrating about this team. They lack discipline at the plate. They just swing at everything. And they also watch pitches right down the middle way too frequently. Mookie was doing it today. James Outman, the walking 0-2 count. He only struck out once today. That was 0-2 real fast. And then I think he had a foul ball or ball inside. And then the fourth one was a K. Hit the ball a couple of times today. Weekly fielder's choice, numbers down the right side. So he's still struggling mightily. 0 for 3, average at 103. Tommy Edman, a pair of hits. That was nice to see. Mookie Betts did have a hit and a run scored with only 1 strikeout. Shohei 1 for 4 with the home run, 2 runs scored because he walked, ultimately scoring the game winner. Teo 3 for 4 today. So some honorable mention for Teoscar Hernandez on player of the game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Turning point of the game, undoubtedly in the 9th inning. It helped for the leadoff hitter to get on base, right? Mookie Betts. That was a big part of the turning point, that the Dodgers didn't go down quietly. They played something they're not used to doing. Yeah, they played a little small ball. They played get on base, move runners around. Intentional walk for Shohei. Ruiz got on with a walk, and they're in business at that point. So moving the lineup along, getting to Freddie in a clutch situation, and you just felt like Freddie was going to come through. I did anyway, because I just feel like, in spite of all of the struggles he's gone through lately, we've heard the talk that he's starting to find his way again and feel more confident, more comfortable, and just have a better time at the ballpark on a daily basis, which is obviously going to help his production if he's enjoying it. But it just feels like Freddie is starting to come out of this slump And I also feel like Freddie just has a chip in his head that makes him a future Hall of Famer, that when the game is on the line, he is better than when it's the middle of the sixth and a hit right now scores one run when you're down 4. So it just feels like he's a different player in those situations. And thankfully today he was. We can't overlook Conforto, who hammered that ball in the 9th inning. That would have been helpful as well, but they had him positioned perfectly right up the middle. So, just a little bit of credit to Michael Conforto, who you guys love to beat on, that is starting to look better. And I know a lot of times you don't like it when I say he hit the ball hard and made good contact, but those things lead to positive turnouts. And that's what's happening with him more often than not of late. He is hitting the ball hard and getting on base and having multiple hit games. So just 0 for today because he was coming off the bench. But that one at bat was a very, very, very nice at bat, and a 4-3 win for the Dodgers. Win number 60 in a day when Tyler Glasnow came out and dominated on the mound with 12 Ks. We'll get into those Ks after the break. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Place to hang out when every game is done. And don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast with Travis Rogers right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch Money puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. I know a lot of times when finances are not fun or positive, you like to sometimes bury your head in the sand. I know I do. With Monarch Money, you don't have to, because it gives you full visibility, as they mentioned, to know exactly where everything is going, what percentage of your money is going to food and dining out and gas and utilities and frivolous purchases like new golf clubs, etc. So Monarch Money, it also tells you what your investments are doing and how much they're earning and how your savings is growing and things of that nature. So Monarch Money is a very useful tool in building your finances. Monarch Money is more than just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you are also building wealth. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com. You'll get 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Today's episode also brought to you by OpenPhone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had a service emergency like a burst pipe. Called the plumber and they didn't answer. What do you do? What did you do? I know this is what I did recently. Called the next plumber. Called the next person that had a phone number and a live human being on the other end. So that's what OpenPhone does for you. It's the #1 business phone system that helps you streamline and scale your customer communication, all from an app on your phone or computer. Do you juggle 2 phones to keep your business and personal calls separate? OpenPhone will solve that instantly. OpenPhone is offering Locked On Dodger postcast listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. For those of you who don't know how to spell OpenPhone, it's OpenPhone.com/LockedOnMLB. And if you have an existing number with another service, OpenPhone will port it over at no extra charge. OpenPhone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Dodgers pull one out in heroic fashion, a much needed win as they head out on a road trip through 3 cities, Boston, Cincinnati, and Tampa. So it's good to go on a happy plane. Happy plane is always positive and favorable. 12 Ks, as I mentioned, for Tyler Glasnow. I think I missed the last couple, but here are the first 10. 4-seam sinker curve. I really enjoyed the mixture of pitches he used to get strikeouts today. It was up and down and all over the place and zero consistency. You know, the fastball is his favorite pitch. He got the first K with that. Then it went sinker, curve, slider, sinker, fastball, curve to get Buxton a third time. He struck out Buxton 3 times. I and then a fastball curve fastball to strike out the side in the 6th. So he really had it working today, and that was really nice to see. Just from a dominant standpoint, as he is still, coming back from being on the IL, and positive outings for Dodgers starters is always good when the bullpen is struggling mightily the way that it is. I don't know that there's much that we can do about it except put our head down and hope for the best, and hope that some of these guys that are injured are back sooner before later, and also hope that at the trade deadline, the Dodgers make some sort of arm acquisition to fortify that bullpen, because Kirby Yates is a question mark. Vesia and Bonda have continued to perform and continue to come in and get the job done. But you got to just kind of hold your breath every time those dudes get out there, because it's got to be wearing on them. It has to be. The good news is that they both appear to be very fit guys. We heard the other night that Vesia is a gym rat, loves to be in the gym lifting weights to the tune of all the time, every day, and so much so that he has had to back off because he was just getting too strong. And being strong as a pitcher is not always good. You got to be flexible. You can't just be beef. You can't be complete muscle. You got to be able to be flexible. And that's a good thing as far as keeping, the health up to snuff, staying healthy. So it's, it's at least a feather in his cap that we feel confident that more than likely, he's a guy, knock on wood, that will stay healthy. Bonda kind of seems like the same way. Like, he seems like a very fit young man, and those guys are out there performing on a regular basis. But for the rest of this Dodger bullpen, it's just a bunch of, hold your breath and hope for the best, because there's just not a ton of confidence with any of them, really, honestly, especially now that we're dealing with some injuries. I don't even know who Will Klein's a question mark. Trinan's out. Kopech had surgery. Noah Davis, he's not even there. Edgardo Enriquez is fine on the mound as long as they don't hit any ground balls towards him. He's going to be okay, I think. There's just no reliability in this bullpen right now at all. It's changing so frequently. I don't even know who's in there today. I know they sent Lou Trevino down a couple of days ago. I don't know if he's back. He could be, but the fact is that it is, just a big question mark. Kasperius is all over the place. Jack Dreyer is up and down. Tanner Scott is injured. It's really just on the back of Bonda and Vesia. These two lefties have been the spine of this Dodger bullpen, so we should be thankful for that. They performed today to help the Dodgers secure this series win and this victory over the Minnesota Twins. 4-3, walking it off in the bottom of the 9th. Freddie Freeman, the game-winning 2 RBI single to win the game for the Dodgers, as Tyler Glasnow strikes out 12 in the win. Off day tomorrow, I have to assume, as they're heading off to Boston. Yeah, back at it on Friday at Fenway. First pitch 4:10. It'll be Emmett Sheehan coming off a rough outing against Bello or Bayo. Brian Bayo, one of the two. He comes in with a 6-4 record and a 3.23 ERA. As Joe mentioned today, the Boston Red Sox can't figure out if they're a good team or not. Kind of feel like the Dodgers are in that same boat, right? Coming into today, they had lost 11 of 14. So today, now at least they win the series and head off on this road trip on the right foot. 4-3 the final. I'm Pete Fox. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget again to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel with Travis Rogers. Appreciate your comments as always. Enjoy the day off. We'll talk on Friday. Take care. Have a good night.